Hello, welcome back to the theme Distraction Part 2. Let's start this video with the game of Ragozin model. Very nice position for black, exchange up, but black's queen is under attack and the knight on d4 is under attack too. Which means that if black goes, for example, queen c7 or any other square, white will just take the knight on d4 and will have two pieces for the rook. In this case, black played very nice move, b5. What is the point of b5? Is clear, I think. Black wants to distract the queen somewhere else, either on d1 or b4. Main is of course b4, because if after b5, for example, white takes rook e5, then after b takes a4, black will just remain exchange up with winning position. After b5, to keep the tension and keep the eye on knight d4, white might go queen b4. But this leaves some squares unprotected. So, for example, c5, again attacking the queen, and after queen c5, knight d7, queen is in trouble because after queen b4 there is simple queen f6 and the f6 square is free for the queen, so black remains exchange up. If not queen c5, there is no other useful move for white. Still, if rook e5, c takes b4 and black is winning. Let's see another nice example of the game Fuchs against yet unknown player. So we see that there is a mating net around the king and it is very weak. And after, of course, black could take, for example, g takes f5, but this is very bad because after g takes f5, king f1, black has several checks: queen c4, king e1, queen c3, king e2, and queen c4 again. White cannot escape from perpetual checks. So it is not so easy to take the f5 knight just, and white decided to distract the queen on c5 to another square, afterwards to give the mates. For example, if we take the queen and the knight from this position, then it is clear that after rook e7 there is a mate. Because of this idea, white takes queen c6. The only move is queen c6, and again another distraction. Just now the knight on f5, knight d4. The only move is knight d4 and rook e7 mate. I like this example very much because it shows how to distract all pieces to get to the point. And now let's see another very famous example about distraction, game of Ava against Keres. White has extra 2 pawns, but we see that black is attacking, and the king on h7 is pretty safe. So there is an attack on g2 pawn, but the queen defends on d5, so yet we cannot take it. The move that was played in the game is pretty beautiful. Rook c5. There was another possibility of rook c2, which was also winning, but I think rook c5 is more beautiful and shows us how to distract the pieces. So there is a direct attack on g2 pawn after rook c2, and bishop d2 seems to be the only move. And after queen e2, rook f2, queen d1, rook f1, queen d2, rook d2, and rook f2. Black has an extra piece, but white has two passed pawns, and the knight on h4 is pretty on the corner of the board and cannot get into play very quickly. So I don't think this is very favorable for black. After rook c2, bishop d2, there is another way to win the game, rook c5. The point of rook c5 is that queen cannot take on c5 because there is a mate on g2. And we needed rook c2 to take away d2 square from the queen. So now it has to go queen a8, and after rook c8, queen d5, rook d8, black wins the piece back. Rook c5 was played in the game directly, and queen d2. Of course, white could go queen b7, but after rook c2, there is no more bishop d2, rook f2, rook c1, rook f1, take, and queen f4 simply wins the game. h3 in this position does not change much because black king has very good square on g3 and white has same problems. So let's get back to the game, and after rook c5, queen d2, black has a very good sacrifice to distract the rook or the queen and have double attack afterwards. I hope you can find it. And after strong move rook c1, and knight f3, double attack, and black just win the queen. So rook c1, queen c1 of course is no good because of queen g2 mate, and after h3, queen g3 was played in the game, though it was Keres missed the chance to win the game in a beautiful way after knight f3, king f2, king h1 of course is not good because the rook is hanging on f1 with the mate, and after queen g3, after king f2, simple rook f1, king f1, it is just while black takes the queen with the check and will remain with queen, extra queen, and if, for example, queen e3, then simple queen g3, take to f3, queen f3, king d4, and rook d1 wins the queen. Rook c1, h3, queen g3 was played in the game, and here we played queen e2, and black used the pin, so after queen f4, black queen also defends the rook on c1, rook c1, queen c1, king h2, queen f4, and after king g1, knight g6, black just has an extra piece and eventually won the game. I hope you enjoyed the examples and had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching.